Okay, sorry, a little technical difficulties here. So, I'm gonna start off small by just saying my name is Mariah. I'm 14 years old, and this is my podcast. I'm actually fairly new to this whole thing. This is my first time filming the first video of my podcast, and I think that's a pretty good introduction. This whole setup is very new to me. I might change it up a little bit, but we're gonna see how this turns out. Hello. Before we start this video, this is my first time doing like a podcast in my own little space. So, of course I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna do things that I probably won't do in the future. So please bear with me. I will also like to clarify that jinx means to bring bad luck upon. So if you say one thing, in one phrase, in one sentence, it will mean the opposite because you brought bad luck on it. So that's what I mean when I say by jinx. It means to bring bad luck on. Some people would say jinx is like when two people say the same thing simultaneously, but there's also multiple definitions. So jinx means to bring bad luck upon. So like if I say one good thing, the opposite might happen because you brought bad luck on it. So that's what I mean when I say jinx. I just wanted to clarify that, and yes, let's get into the video. Without further ado, let's start this podcast. Okay, so how do I start this? I'm gonna just talk. So last night, I was just thinking to myself, and I was talking to God, and I was like, God, why do I always think I'm gonna jinx myself? And I got my answer. And usually I don't get answers. Well, I'm not going to say I don't get answers, but usually I don't. And I'm sorry if there's like noise in the background. My parents are doing construction, so it's going to be a little noisy. But back to what I was saying. I wouldn't say I don't usually get answers from God, but it's like sometimes it's not in the ways that I am listening or I fully know it's God. So I fully knew this was God because it was a clear answer. And the answer was, I'm gonna just read it to you. The reason why I get the feeling of jinx, or why I think when I say one thing the opposite will happen, which is like jinxing, you say one thing the opposite will happen, is because of movies. Okay, let me pause this real quick. Not solely because of movies, but mainly because of the things that I watch or consume in general. It could be movies, it could be ads, it could be songs. But I just use movies as an example. I just wanted to clarify that as well. Carrying on. What I watch. In movies, there are times where you think someone has successfully escaped the bad guy or situation, only to have gotten shot, stabbed, or hurt in the end and end up dying. You just randomly see them fall to the ground and the main character crying because they're dead. Then there are times in movies where a character says one thing like, we're gonna be alright, or it's not like fill the blank what happened. And indeed, it does happen. Or they don't end up being alright. The opposite happens pretty much. So, seeing many movies end up like that, I started expecting that to happen and predicting the future outcome, waiting for it to happen because I know it will. So I can say, I knew it. Or, what did I say? In those movies, without me knowing until now, have me expecting the worst out of almost every situation and thinking I'll jinx something, and the opposite of what I'll say will happen. Which goes to show what you watch matters and can change the way you think, just as what you hear can too. So be careful what you consume, both figuratively and physically. And I know not all movies are kind of aimed towards that. Some movies have more of a positive aspect, but for some of the action movies out there, it's kind of like, it shocks you. It catches the audience's attention because they don't expect that. But so many movies do that. The whole one character dies when they get away from the bad guy situation for now, and then it's just like, oh my gosh, I like that character. Why did he have to die? So I know not all movies are like that, and I don't know if it's intentional for movies to do that, but I sure do know it is for music. So don't fall for the trick and eat what they're feeding to you. Some of the stuff that gets shown is instilling fear into the audience, and the audience, I'm not going to say they don't know, but they most likely haven't identified it yet. And that's my little spiel from the book. I hope this was recording, because if it wasn't, then that would be horrible. But yes, I get the feeling of jinx, or the opposite of what I say will happen, because of things that I watch. It's expecting me to look for the worst in the situation, because usually it happens in movies. So yeah, I don't know what else to say, but I just wanted to say that. But okay, I remember what I wanted to say. So when it comes to them feeding us, them instilling fear into us, I again don't know if it's intentional or if it's not intentional, but I do know that with some of the movies nowadays, they use natural, normal situations that happen in real life, and they twist it and make it scary. Like, for example, I'm gonna use Final Destination. I love it. I love the behind the scenes and the process, but Final Destination, they twist normal occurrences and make it deadly, and it goes to show that literally everything around you could be used as some sort of weapon, and you could die off of that. So it's like so scary, because like then you're looking around everywhere and you're like, what if this ceiling fan falls on me? What if this floor caves in? So it's just like unintentionally or intentionally instilling fear into the audience to get clicks, to get money. I'm not speaking down on movies, but it's just, even with some of the ads, for people who worry about health too much, some of the ads about medical care, about all these medicines, it instills fear into the audience, because it's just talking about, it opens their mind up to all the health issues that you can have, and then they're starting to worry about every little occurrence that goes on in their body, and now they're like, wait a minute, why is my stomach hurting? Do I have cancer? Something like that. So it's just like, movies unintentionally or intentionally instill fear into the audience, and it unintentionally or intentionally has us to expect the worst out of every situation. So that's why I wanted to say thank you so much for listening and for tuning in to Mariah Speaks. Yes, I think that's going to be the name of this channel, Mariah Speaks. Okay, I like it. Thank you. Deuces.